what's up you guys? It's Britt Lyons. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. All my life I've been waiting for this moment to truly embrace my hair, and I really wish that I had been able to see a video like this when I was younger so that I could relate to someone that was going through the same thing, because I have been trying to figure out my hair texture my entire life. Recently I've been scrolling on TikTok at night and I keep coming across this "I didn't know my hair was curly" trend. These 60-second videos usually involve a girl who brushes out her dry hair and it ends up getting really frizzy and poofy and voluminous, and you can clearly tell that her hair does not like to be brushed dry. Due to this trend, now there's a whole community of "I didn't know my hair was curly" people on TikTok, and I feel like there's a lot more out there that have no idea that their hair is actually curly. So I know there has to be more of you guys out there that can relate, potentially on YouTube, who are just like me. Before you guys come for me in the comments, obviously my hair is a little bit more of a wavy texture at the moment than curly, but I do want to say that I just started treating my hair this way about a month ago, and I don't think that it's even begun to reach its full potential. So I want to start this video off by giving you guys some background in my experience in regards to my hair. I come from a half Hispanic background. My dad is full Hispanic, he's Puerto Rican and Cuban, and he has really tight curly hair, as well as his sister, my aunt. My parents grew up in the 80s, and my mom used to always perm her hair to get a really wavy, curly, voluminous effect. My mom actually grew up thinking that her hair was straight, but when you actually look at her hair, especially once it is wet, you can really see like a little bit of like a loose wave going on in her hair, so she technically also has a little bit of a wave to her hair. So with that being said, wavy curly hair is very prominent in my genetics. When I was a baby, I was born with a full head of hair, which slowly grew out to be more tight and coiled ringlets. Even though my mom had a slight wave to her hair, she grew up, like I said, thinking that her own hair was pin straight, so she genuinely had no idea how to take care of curly hair. Because my mom didn't know what she was doing with my hair, this led to her brushing my hair for years and years over and over again every single morning while it was dry, which of course led to my hair being more straightened. Now I just want to be upfront with you guys, that doesn't mean that my curl pattern was gone. My curl pattern was still there in my hair, but because it wasn't being treated as curly hair, it kind of just had a mind of its own and did whatever it wanted. So because I had been taught to brush my dry hair, all throughout middle school my hair was poofy. I don't have many pictures from this time period because my hair was my biggest insecurity, and I feel really sad looking back and thinking about that, knowing that if I had just known how to take care of my hair, I could have had a completely different outlook on my hair. People in school actually used to call me Hermione Granger or 𝒊𝒏𝒒𝒄𝒊𝒆𝒔 because of how poofy and thick and frizzy my hair was. It would get worse throughout the day, poofier and frizzier, especially if the air was humid at all, and I genuinely remember being so jealous of this one girl in my class who literally had the thinnest hair ever, because mine was just so thick and poofy and frizzy. Fast forward to right before high school, my mom started letting me get my hair cut regularly by her hairdresser, and I remember every single time I went to the hairdresser, which was about twice a year, she used to complain about how thick and heavy my hair was. That was the first time that I experienced pinpointed shame from my natural hair density. Quick PSA, please don't shame people for something that they can't control, especially if they are paying you to perform a service. That's a big reason of why I decided to become a hairdresser for a bit, because I understood how it felt to have somebody criticize my natural hair texture, and I really wanted to be somebody that people with all types of densities and hair textures could come to for help with their hair. So after that experience, I began straightening my hair about twice a week to try to make it thinner. And that poor treatment of my hair continued almost all throughout high school until I reached my junior year of high school and I discovered mousse. This is unfortunately the only picture that I could find where I had scrunched hair, but I was doing this pretty often because I realized that it was a lot easier than trying to straighten my hair all the time, and I realized that I could actually get it pretty curly when I scrunched it. But because I had been straightening my hair for so many years, it was so damaged and fried, so when I scrunched it I noticed so much more breakage and frizz. But I realized how much more I liked curly hair on myself, and so I started curling my hair with a curling iron, and that is what I've been doing to my hair once to twice a week up until now. About a month ago, I realized that I was having to curl my hair more and more often each week as it went on because it really wasn't holding the curl like it used to. Looking back over my hair journey, part of me feels so silly for spending hours a week curling my hair with a heat tool. I literally have done so much research looking for the best techniques to give myself the beachiest, bounciest, loose curls that would stay defined for an entire week. And I didn't even realize that I could get the best effect by just letting my natural hair texture shine. I know I'm most likely going to get some comments about the color in my hair that I obviously have from people who may be following the curly girl method, and I just really want to stress to those of you out there that you absolutely can color your hair or bleach your hair if you want to start wearing it wavy or curly. I'm very fortunate to say that I don't necessarily have any hair color or bleaching horror stories because I always made sure that the person that I was going to was well educated. I have heard so many horror stories about hair color, and I just want to stress that it's so important to make sure that you're doing research on the hairdresser that you're choosing to go to and making sure that you're going to somebody who is really well versed, especially in color. If a licensed hairdresser tells you no to performing a service that you want on your hair because they are really worried about the damage that it could bring, if your hairdresser tells you not to use certain color products on your hair such as box dyes, please listen to them. I used to use so many different over-the-counter box dyes in high school, and they are so terrible for your hair, you guys. All they're going to do is permeate your hair cuticles with nasty chemicals, fade out in about 6 washes, and dry out your hair, thus making frizz more prominent and feeling the need to continue using heat on your hair to smooth it out, which just turns into this vicious cycle that could easily be avoided if you just know the right methods and the right products to use on your hair. I'm not going to sit here and tell you never to color your hair or never to use a heating tool on your hair at all because it's just not realistic, and it's absolutely okay to use those things once in a while on your hair. You just don't want to get into the habit of doing it all the time. I get my hair colored no more than twice a year, and that's really pushing it. I'm very partial to always going with a balayage when I get a color service done on my hair because it looks the most natural, and I usually only need to get it refreshed once a year. I also choose never to push past my hair's own limits when it comes to bleaching it, meaning that I will never force it to go platinum, or anybody else's hair for that matter, platinum in one session. I've had my license for 6 years and still had to do a ton of research before switching over to the curly hair method that I am using now. And there's no shame in that at all because the hair care industry is always rapidly growing and changing. Here's a photo showcasing all of the different types of curl patterns possible in hair. So far in my curly hair journey, I would say that my curl pattern is currently falling in between a 2B and a 2C. The first time I used this method and washed my hair this way, it was definitely way more frizzy than curly, but each time I do this routine in my hair, I discover more and more waves and curls. So I am a firm believer that you can always get your hair texture back, and I am so excited to see how far it comes over the course of even just a full year. People don't realize that because your hair is so malleable, it basically has a muscle memory to it. So the more you use natural curly hair methods and products in your hair, the more results you'll see because your hair will remember to take those shapes over time. I'm so excited to see how much my hair will change over time, and I also really want to know what your hair journey is like, so definitely feel free to leave your experiences down in the comment section below. This way I can learn a little bit more about you guys as well. I'm very active on my Instagram, so if you have any questions or comments or concerns at all, definitely feel free to DM me and I will get back to you as soon as possible. I hope that you guys are having a great week so far, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!